What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear. And today we're checking out a Flissa knife. This one just came in and I'm excited to check it out, share with you guys my raw first impressions. It looks to be a Flissa wooden folding knife. So no specifics here as far as the model name or anything like that. Of course, this knife and every other knife you see in this video will be linked down below. Along with this is my OG Flissa knife in the channel. I got this one like maybe a couple of weeks into my EDC journey sometime, 2022 or so. So it's been a minute and it's been hanging tight here in my rotation and collection or what have you. D2, right, with the awesome geometry for EDC. We'll come back to it in a moment when we do size comparisons. But let's go ahead and get into the knife here. That is what you're here for. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Here we go. We got the wooden model. So one thing I really wish they had was more unique names, just like any other knife out there, the Spyderco PM2, the Demko AD 20.5, the Civivi Elementum. So these just have generic names, which, kind of is a common thing to see sometimes in overseas knives. Flissa and Great Star, if you guys are watching this video, please do consider giving your knives a more unique name. I think that would definitely help. So first impressions, we got proud liners here. I'm sure these are steel liners, all blacked out. Definitely getting pull there. We have, also a you would think that would be aluminum, but it's not. It's also stainless steel grayed out kind of bolster in the reverse manner. Typically bolsters are in the pivot area, but here's towards the back of the handle. We got the wooden piece. Those are nice and aligned, pretty flush there along with the liners. We have a deep pocket carry clip, which is not reversible. Something to keep in mind, at least it is actually located for a tip-up carry. So put a pin on that, you'll see what I mean in a moment. Back flipper here with no jimping. Not sure why they didn't put any jimping there. And we do have an opening hole, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use it to deploy. So let's go ahead and get into it here. If you're ready, I'm ready. Bam! Right, there is that deployment right there. First impressions, I'm digging the geometry. Kind of has a bayonet style to it here with the switch. It is absolutely a drop point with a flat grind. And loving the whole fuller with the hole, right, aspect to it. You guys take a closer look. Also digging the fact that it's pretty clean on the blade there, right? No billboarding on this side. The Flissa logo is right here on the handle, right? There's a closer look at that wood. If we turn it around, right, the pattern on the wood is going to be different. We also have Flissa branding on the pocket clip, which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, but some companies still do that, like Kershaw. So it's not like they're the only ones doing it. And here is the billboarding on the other side. So the model here is the FL2450, right? And it is 14C28N, so a little bit heavy on the billboarding department here. Do we really need to know that it is Sandvik 14C28N? Can it just be 14C28N? We already know it's Sandvik, so it's a little bit overkill there, if you ask me. But let's go ahead and check out these deployment options a little bit more. So we have a liner here. It is a liner lock, and the lockup right there is about, let's see, that's pretty intense. It's about a 60% lockup, 65, 70%. You guys be the judge. You can see the D10 ball right there. We do get good access to the liner, right? So you can see it even comes out higher than the scale on the other side. All right, so it should be a pretty easy to do. Yeah, definitely very easy to push out of the way there and disengage the knife. That's good. And on the close, this guy's going to be on ball bearings. So that back flipper works, right? It's not jimped, which I would have wanted, but it does stick out enough for that light switching, right? Light switching is going to work pretty good. And can I push button it? Absolutely. All right, push button works. Can I fill it? I'm trying to fill it. Like putting just a little bit of effort, but yeah, definitely it's working. D10 is tuned well there. That's a good thing. All right. And let's see here. Rock solid lock up there. No side to side, no up and down movement of any kind. That's good. And a nice little shake shot action right there to complement everything. Can I deploy off of this hole? Now let's test that. That's the elephant in the room. So far, I can't seem to get my nail in there far enough. So can I thumb deploy it at least? All right, there we go. I can thumb deploy it. So that's something. I mean, it's a little bit of a hit or miss. There we go. I have to kind of get used to it. You do get this cutout right here on the handle side. Gives you more access to that fuller section than the actual hole. The blade, I mean, if the blade stuck out, a little bit, it would have probably helped, right? Getting access to that hole for the Spidey flick. I mean, otherwise, we have a hole there just for looks, which, you know me. I love me my reverse Spidey flick action all day, every day. But this is a cutting tool, so let's check the ergos, right? The flipper works as a finger guard there, so this curvature there is for your index finger. All other fingers follow suit. The handle gets a little bit thicker here towards the back end. And yeah, I'm able to get a full finger grip with my average size hands. That's good. Pocket clip, I do feel it a little bit, right? Let's see, it's a good maybe 8.5, 9 out of 10. And it's not reversible, it's something to keep in mind. I wouldn't necessarily recommend forward choking. That's a little bit, it's a little bit risky there, right? Because it's not necessarily a finger choil, so the corner of the edge is right there. So yeah, do it at your own at your own risk, I guess, but I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, we can get some work done here. No jimping on the spine of the blade, but there is a nice square off section before the bayonet section there for you to put your thumb. And again, I bet this flat grind is going to be very slicey. We just checked out this other model from them, and that actually is a good segue towards size comparisons. We just checked out the FL2440, and that one was a pretty interesting unboxing. Check it out if you haven't already. They are about more or less the same size. Both are 14C28N. That one has the carbon fiber inlays with the aluminum handles. Here's the OG Flissa, right? Very first Flissa knife I bought years ago, like maybe 2022 or something, some time ago. That one is a little bit shorter, right, than those other guys. Take a look there for yourself. I'll have all of these linked down below so you guys can check out prices, availability, and variants. Let's do some more of the typical ones here on the channel. There's your MSI from Microtech. Here's the Stitch. Those are obviously going to be much larger knives, no doubt about it. Here's the PM2 from Spyderco, the Para 3. So it's this guy. Pretty much Para 3, very comparable, but just a hair larger than the Para 3, obviously shorter than the PM2. Here's the Demko AD 20.5, very comparable, but a little bit shorter, right, than the Flissa knife. And the Nano Shark is also shorter as well. You guys be the judge. The Tenable Fenrir, right, is going to be very comparable there. The Flissa being just a hair shorter. And here's the CJRB Pyrite Light, just a little bit shorter, but very comparable. Maybe actually the same size, if anything, right? Guys, take a look. And I do have content on all these knives, so if you like what you see, you want to learn more about another knife, you can put the knife name Miguel EDC on the YouTube search box and just pull up those videos, but you already knew that, of course. That one right there is the Fintiso Parrot. This is the Vosteed Corgi, and these are going to be just a little bit shorter, right, than the Flissa knife right there. So again, I kind of wish that it had a more specific name because it really helps identify a knife in a sea of so many knives, and every company's coming out with a new model, right, just about every other week. So again, remembering this one as the 2450 FL2450, I can guarantee I may not forget about this one because it doesn't have one of those sticky, like very recognizable and rememberable names like most other knives do. So Flissa, take note, and you know, definitely look into giving your knives a more dedicated, unique name. I think that would absolutely help. But we are going to go ahead and get scientific with it. Again, 14C28N. All right, this other model performed really, really good in the cutting test here. So let's go ahead and give you guys a 5x zoom in here for some extra drama. Oh yeah, one thing is for sure, like I said on the other video, when it comes down to doing what a knife is supposed to do as a cutting tool, is it going to cut? Oh, absolutely. It's definitely going to cut really, really good. That's a nice edge. Considering it's a factory edge, I mean, come on. That is nice. That is good. Man. But obviously it should be able to do that, right? Cut some paper. But what about some cardboard? I have a dual wall piece of cardboard right here. Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but at an angle. So it's going to look something like this. Oh yeah. Don't mind the fact that it has a curve, so it's always going to kind of slow down there in the cut and then keep going. But, oh yeah, it's actually pretty slicey, I'm not going to lie. Again, flat grind, putting in work. Pretty nice edge from the factory. I mean, overall, pretty good recipe right there. So you guys be the judge, right? Let me know in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10. How sharp is this guy? Rate that factory edge. We did get a little bit of gunk here on this one. Some of you guys have seen this in previous videos, but in case you haven't, I use CLP, break-free CLP, and all you got to do is put a little bit right on the blade on both sides. This is a cleaner, lubricant, and preservative. It's actually going to help you remove gunk, and in this case, it was just a piece of tape on that box that just got stuck to the blade there. So kind of rub the solution back and forth like that a couple of times, right? Kind of removes everything from the blade. I am pushing down and away from the blade. All right, it seems like that's pretty obvious. Common sense thing to do. But just in case, then I'm going to give her a nice wipe here. And bada bing, bada boom. It's like nothing happened. It's nice and clean. Just like I took it out of the box, and it's also sealed there with that lubricant and preservatives. So that's break-free CLP, also linked down below. Again, guys, let me know how sharp is this guy. You guys rate it in the comments, right? 10 being the sharpest. Let me know. Well, there you guys have it. That is the Flissa 2450, FL2450. I already talked about how a unique name would absolutely help this knife, so I'm not going to talk more about that. I mean, so far the action is pretty good if you really think of this knife as a flipper-only knife. The thumb deployment is a little bit of a hit or miss. As you can see, you have to really push down on the blade and then out. And the reverse flick, even though we have a hole there, is a no-go. So a couple other things. I mean, there's some ball bearings, good access to the liner, good shake shutter, good ergos too, and obviously you saw how sharp this thing is. So this is not a review in any way, shape, or form. This is my raw first impressions. This is what I've gathered so far. You just saw me take this thing out of the box. So I will be dropping a comprehensive review here sometime down the road once I've had a chance to carry this knife here for some time and gather all my feedback. I'll be sharing that video with you. So smash that like button if you haven't already. It helps the video with the YouTube algorithm. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like what you've seen. I promise you'll be worth coming back for more. A huge shout out to Flissa for sending this one in here for me to check out and share with you guys. And shout out to my Patreon supporters as well and channel members for supporting what I do here. You guys are awesome. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you made it to the end, you are the real MVP. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Check out that video I recommend to the left or this video YouTube recommends to the right. Take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Either this one or this one. Peace!